It is said, walking alone toward the abyss is better than walking blindly with the herd. This is Walter, a man who spent his entire life in a small village. In that village, everyone did the same things. They thought the same way, repeated the same words, and followed the same path. Anyone who dared to ask questions was met with ridicule. One day, Walter stood in the village square and asked a simple question. Why do we do all of this? Silence filled the air. No one had an answer, but everyone had criticism. Some said, "This is how our fathers lived." Others replied, "Because everyone does it." At that moment, Walter realized something strange. People are not afraid of the unknown path. They are afraid of being different. The next morning, he left the village alone. He did not know where he was going. He did not know whether his choice was right. But he knew one thing: a mistake chosen by yourself is better than a truth forced upon you. But was Walter truly brave? Or did he make the biggest mistake of his life? And is following the herd always a bad thing? Or do human beings need the herd more than they realize? Let's look at the quote once again. Walking alone toward the abyss is better than walking blindly with the herd. At first glance, this quote seems like a call for independence. But if we look deeper, we discover that it speaks about one of the oldest conflicts in human history, the conflict between freedom and belonging, between being yourself and becoming a copy of everyone else. For thousands of years, humans lived in tribes. Leaving the group was often dangerous. A person alone was less protected, less supported, and less likely to survive. Because of that, the human brain developed a deep need for social acceptance, a need so powerful that many people would rather be wrong with the crowd than right on their own. And this is where the problem begins. The same instinct that helped our ancestors survive can sometimes prevent us from thinking for ourselves. In psychology, there is an interesting concept known as social conformity. Simply put, when a large group of people believe something, your brain automatically starts assuming that it must be true, even if there is little or no evidence. In a famous experiment, participants were asked to compare the lengths of simple lines. The correct answer was obvious, yet when everyone else in the room intentionally gave the wrong answer, many participants followed the group and repeated the same mistake, not because they were unintelligent, but because the pressure of the group is stronger than most people imagine. And that is the real danger of the herd. The herd does not ask you to become foolish. It only asks you to stop questioning. But does that mean that anyone who opposes the crowd is automatically wise? Of course not. This is where many people make another mistake. Some believe that disagreeing with everyone is a sign of intelligence, but blindly opposing the herd is simply another form of herd behavior. Wisdom is not agreeing with everyone, and it is not disagreeing with everyone. Wisdom is thinking first, then deciding for yourself. Even if that decision places you with the majority, the minority, or completely alone. Perhaps the true power of this quote is not found in the word abyss. Perhaps it lies in the word blindly, because a person can fail. A person can make mistakes. A person can fall. But the worst thing that can happen is to live an entire life without knowing why they chose the path they walk. A failure born from conscious choice can teach a lesson, but a life lived without awareness can waste an entire lifetime. So before you follow any person, before you follow any idea, and before you follow any herd, ask yourself one simple question. Is this truly my path, or am I walking it only because everyone else is? Now I want to hear from you. Do you agree with this quote? Would you rather walk alone toward uncertainty or stay with the crowd for safety? Share your opinion in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious to know what you think.